Welcome to the CPM Customer Success Podcast, where we help Office of Finance leaders enable an exact solution to enhance their corporate performance without spending countless nights and weekends in the office. Hi, I'm your host, Andy Smetana from Nova Advisory. Nova Advisory is a 100% OneStream professional services diamond implementation partner. We help OneStream customers and prospective OneStream customers get the most out of their OneStream investments. For CPM Customer Success listeners, we now have a weekly email newsletter to keep you informed on the latest CPM Customer Success news. By subscribing today, we'll keep you informed on episode releases, including customer success stories, OneStream interviews, and capabilities to keep you up to date about OneStream's unified platform for finance. You can check that out now at Nova Advisory's website, novaadvisory.com/podcast, and subscribe to the CPM Customer Success Podcast newsletter today. Today we're tackling a challenge that's probably keeping every CFO, controller, and FP&A director up at night these days, and that's global volatility and tariffs. Whether it's shifting trade policies, cost fluctuations, or currency swings, finance teams are being asked to provide faster insights, tighter controls, and sharper forecasts, all within an environment that refuses to stand still. The good news is you don't have to control volatility to stay ahead of it. You just need the right platform to see it clearly and respond decisively. Global volatility isn't new, but it feels personal now. In the last few years, finance leaders have been forced to become crisis managers, risk analysts, and data architects all at once. Tariffs rise, raw material costs spike, currencies move, and suddenly your annual plan is out of date before the ink even settles and dries. We've seen this before: new trade policies, supply chain disruptions, inflation shocks. But what's different now is the speed. Markets are reacting faster than most organizations can model. For finance, that means the question you ask can't just be, what's happening? It has to be, how quickly can we respond to what could happen? And if you're working with static tools like Excel or legacy CPM systems, that lag time becomes your biggest risk. And you need a way to consolidate, analyze, and forecast all in real time, not when it's already too late. So let's be honest, spreadsheets and patchwork CPM systems, they were never designed for this level of uncertainty. They make it hard to do things like see the immediate impacts of tariffs or currency changes, run what-if scenarios, or tie operational data to financial performance. Then what are you left with? Finance spending valuable time reconciling instead of responding, and when volatility hits, that lack of agility can cost you in profitability and credibility. OneStream gives finance teams the agility and precision they need to steer boldly through uncertainty, not just survive it. And let's look at how it does it. OneStream brings consolidations, reporting, planning, and analytics all into one connected platform. That means when tariff shifts or costs jump in one market, you can see the ripple effect across the entire P&L and balance sheet instantly. You can model new tariff scenarios. You can simulate supply chain changes and run side-by-side forecasts, all with driver-based logic. So instead of guessing what a 5% tariff hike might do, you can show exactly how it hits margin and cash flow. In volatile markets, static budgets are dead weight. OneStream's rolling forecast capability keeps your plan current. It blends actuals and projections, so you're always operating with the latest intelligence. Intercompany eliminations to FX translations, OneStream automates the grunt work. That shortens your close, improves confidence, and frees the finance team to analyze instead of chase numbers. Have a need to add lease accounting or profitability modeling? The OneStream Solution Exchange has you covered. There's no new system, there's no data migrations. And with AI capabilities, OneStream can even help detect anomalies, enhance your forecasts, and guide scenario choices. Now let's shift and talk about our CPM customer success stories of the week. First up, we have a global wholesale distributor and manufacturer that's headquartered in Houston. They create performance critical additives with operations in 6 continents. Over 25 entities, multiple ERPs, and an Excel-based consolidation process that made responding to currency swings or raw material cost changes painfully slow. Every time a new tariff or cost fluctuation hit, they'd spend days reconciling data instead of planning action. When they implemented OneStream, everything changed. All currency translations are now automated. Every data source has a direct connection into OneStream. So the data quality issues before OneStream were all mitigated. Now when global costs move, the company can model the impact instantly, not next week. That means faster decisions, cleaner data, and sharper insights for leadership. For our second CPM customer success story of this week, we have a manufacturer of mechanical pipe joining systems. They operate in over 140 countries, have 13 manufacturing sites, and 30 branches worldwide. Before OneStream, the finance team was managing their currency translations and eliminations all manually and all within Excel. Of course, within Excel, they have limited audit trails. When exchange rates moved, the ripple effects were hard to track and even harder to explain. With OneStream, they implemented an automated currency conversion, guided workflows, and standardized reporting across their entities. Now they can visualize alternate currency views instantly. They can automate their cash flow reporting and analyze bridges between local and constant currency results, turning FX volatility into insight instead of frustration. Now when they need to report on local impacts due to global supply chain disruptions, they can do so with ease. These stories share a common theme. Volatility isn't going away, but it's manageable when finance owns the narrative. Here are the key takeaways. First off, unify your systems. The faster you see impact, the faster you can act. Number 2, model multiple futures. Don't cling to one forecast. Test a wide range of outcomes. 3, automate relentlessly. Manual processes are where volatility becomes chaos. 4, enable global autonomy. Local teams can adjust quickly if they're plugged into the same platform. 5, marry finance and operations. True resilience comes when operational data flows straight into the financial model. The goal isn't to eliminate volatility, it's to outrun it. So if you're still juggling spreadsheets and you're waiting days to understand the impacts of tariffs or FX swings, it might be time to rethink your platform. Finance leaders today are expected to see around all corners, and with the pace of change, that's no small task. But as our CPM success stories today have shown, when you have a unified data, automated processes, and agile scenario modeling, global volatility stops being a threat and becomes a recipe for outshining the competition. Thanks for joining us for this episode of CPM Customer Success. Reminder to check out the CPM Customer Success weekly email newsletter to stay informed of the latest CPM Customer Success episodes and OneStream news. You can check that out now at the Nova Advisory website, novaadvisory.com/podcast, and subscribe to the CPM Customer Success Podcast email newsletter today. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next week for another episode of CPM Customer Success.